Am I live? I started talking immediately. I'm probably not quite live yet the instant I started talking, but here we go. Okay, so here's the plan for today. I have this Pichu at level 1 that I hatched in Sword and Shield approximately 3 years ago. Well, I hatched it in one of those games. I don't remember which. Back then I used to breed Pokemon in Sword and then transfer them over to Shield and ladder in that game for some reason. But it comes from one of those. Here's the deal. Back in late Sword and Shield, there was a VGC ladder format only called Series 13. Series 13 was the equivalent of Regulation J, which we have right now, except it was even crazier. Not only were mythical Pokemon legal in Series 13, but they also were unrestricted. In fact, there were no restrictions at all on what Pokemon you used, except that you still couldn't use 2 of the same species. So you could have a team of 6 restricted legendaries if you wanted. You could have any number of mythicals that you wanted. It was a crazy format. Many players, the most common team by far, I think, was just 5 restricted Pokemon and a Whimsicott, and you would just set Tailwind and go. Some people would say that's literally all that the entire format was. Obviously, that's not literally true. It never is in Pokemon. But it's actually really close to true. Because I definitely had some decent length laddering sessions back in Series 13 where I'm pretty sure every single opponent I got was using exactly that style of team. But I wanted to be a little bit more creative in the mythical format, as I always do, the rare time that mythical Pokemon are allowed. And I had some silly teams back then. I had a team of Raikou, Entei, Suicune, Lugia, Ho-Oh, and Celebi, calling back to my childhood, while those 6 Pokemon were all legal in VGC at the same time for once. I had a fake mono ghost team that was really silly. It was 5 ghost types. I think it was Calyrex, Lunala, Giratina, Marshadow, Drifblim, and then the last Pokemon was Fairy-type Silvally. Did that fool anyone? I think it fooled one person. I had one opponent who seemed to be caught off guard by the Fairy-type multi-attack turned into Max Starfall, but only one. And then another thing I decided I wanted to do in Series 13 was get a baby Pokemon to Master Ball rank. And I thought about using Mantike because it's just very cute. But I ended up going with Pichu because it's also very cute, and I figured I could find some useful niche for it. In fact, it's this Pichu right here. I did successfully get it to Master Ball rank. It has earned a Master Rank ribbon already back in Sword and Shield, and I did actually do that, bringing it to most of my games. And the way that I did it was I kind of went anti-meta for that format by... Hi, Raymer King. I used a hard Trick Room team, and again, a format where almost everyone was using Tailwind offense with 5 restricted Pokemon. I had a hard Trick Room team with Pichu, Magearna, Melmetal, Palkia, Victini, and Yveltal. And more often than not, I was able to set up Trick Room and sweep with like Melmetal and mostly Melmetal. Sometimes Magearna could get involved, or Palkia. Yveltal was good for certain matchups. And Pichu was actually useful. Like I said, I brought it to a majority of my games. I would lead like Pichu, Palkia, and just use Pichu to fake something out, and then set Trick Room with Palkia. And I didn't have to worry about faster fake out in that format. That's one thing that's going to be different in Reg J, because when you're running Whimsicott and 5 restricted Pokemon, you don't have room for Incineroar or Rillaboom. Fake out was not quite as good in Sword and Shield anyway. It was still good. I still benefited from having it on this Pichu, but since you can't flinch Dynamaxed Pokemon, it wasn't quite as powerful. Anyway, Smeargle, your goat. I'm sorry to say Smeargle was a late cut from this team, but here's the Pichu. I have almost the same set that I ran in Sword and Shield. Fake Out, Helping Hand, and Volt Switch return, but I've changed Charm to Encore. I think Encore could be pretty valuable. I also have Terra Fairy with Lightning Rod, so this thing has the option to shut down Miraidon. And I am still running it on a Trick Room team. I don't think it will be as good as it was in Sword and Shield. Whoops. Meant to keep the box open. Switch input's a little bit laggy right now. Oh well. Don't know there's much I can do about that. Okay, I'm just gonna have to slow down. This is very laggy. I guess that happens in OBS sometimes. There we go. This is the team. I basically just took a hard Trick Room team that I already had, changed the second restricted from the Dawn Wings Necrozma that you can see in the box right there to Magirna. I think this is the same Magirna that I used on the Pichu team in Series 13, but I'm not 100% certain. It was the only one I could find in home that might plausibly be the same one. And then, yeah, I was originally not going to bring Indeedee because in theory I want to lead Pichu with Ice Rider Calyrex to play it the same way that I did Palkia in Series 13. But that's afraid of faster fake out. So I actually had Covert Cloak until I made some changes right before starting stream. Originally today I had Covert Cloak on this Calyrex instead of Clear Amulet just to deal with fake out. And then I decided I never really was sure what to do with the 6th slot. I had penciled in Smeargle just because I couldn't think of what else to do. So I decided I'll bring in Indeedee anyway. I will go with Clear Amulet Calyrex, and not every opponent will have an Incineroar or a Rillaboom, so maybe I don't bring Pichu to every game. That's fine, I don't have to, but I should still be able to find some things for it to do. But yeah, if you drop Pichu and Magirna for Necrozma and Smeargle, which you can see right there in the box, that's a team that I used in the last... It's the exact team that I used in the last Grand Challenge last season, when I was trying to get to 200 championship points and I fell a little bit short. I've just reworked that team a little bit. I have also changed Calyrex's Terra type from Dragon to Fairy. That way it can take advantage of having Pichu next to it in front of Miraidon, right? If I Terra Fairy the Calyrex and I have the Lightning Rod Pichu, then Miraidon can't do very much to it. This is extremely laggy. I don't remember having this issue when I was streaming Legends ZA. But I'm going to try. If it's too difficult to battle with this setup, maybe I'll try restarting or try again tomorrow if it's really not working. Hopefully not. I'm also doing this right at the end of the month, which I realize is the easiest time for this. That was not the plan. I actually intended to do this way earlier in November, but then I just didn't get ready quickly enough. I wasn't really set up to do this until last weekend, and then I had basically no free time last weekend. So this weekend was what remained. It's not intentional that I'm doing this at probably the easiest time of the month. Source, trust me, bro. And try ranked battles. I haven't played ranked battles in quite a while. Like, I don't think I've actually played the cart ladder in Reg J yet. I've just played a lot of showdowns, so I'm probably going to be pretty low. I don't know when Season 33 was, but I think it was a few months ago. You trust me? Probably. Alright, I'll take that. Okay, I'm in Pokeball 5. I'm going to have to be a little bit slow and deliberate with my inputs because this is extremely laggy for me. I don't know how it looks for you. Well, you probably saw my controller going haywire earlier when I wasn't adjusting to the lag. Don't worry about Team 5. I used Team 5 in a Discord tournament with a special format. It was a lot of fun. That Assault Vest Iron Thorns actually put in a lot of work in that special unusual format, and that's Acupressure. I don't know why I have trouble saying that word. Acupressure Pincurchin. So it got me some evasiveness boost sometimes. I don't know what music I want, so let's try to get random. W Quillfish. Where was Quillfish? Okay, this person has no restricted Pokemon, but they do have an Incineroar. Team 5? I think you're thinking of the Pincurchin that was in the last slot. That team is Electric Surge, Pincurchin, Alolan Raichu, and 4 future Paradox Pokemon. All the ones that were legal in the weird format that I was playing with that team. Which was, again, an unofficial format. Some Pufferfish, it's an Urchin. I tried to shiny hunt the Pincurchin for that team, but then instead of getting a shiny one, I caught Pincurchin the Sleepy, and I thought that was way too funny to pass up, because of course Electric Terrain prevents sleep. This might not be a Pichu game. I think this is a... I don't think I have to bring Pichu to this one. Again, I have to make my decisions kind of quickly, because there's way too much lag. In fact, I think I'll probably restart after this one game, because this is just not very workable. Oh. We'll see. Let's see if I can get through this one game, though. And I'm just going to leave the Pichu behind for this one. I'm going to bring Magirna and Ursaluna. The nice thing is, I just need to get... I mean, Pichu already has the Rank Master ribbon, so I can't actually earn it. But to earn it twice over, I just have to get a win in Master Ball with Pichu on my team. But I am using Pichu on my team all the way through, and I do expect to bring it to some games. Yeah, I heard those Pokemon get sent out way before I saw it. That's not good. I have heard that this is why it's highly recommended to stream with a second monitor, and watching the game in OBS is really not ideal. But I don't have a second monitor. Probably someday, but I'm just not that organized right now, and as always, this channel has no budget. Except the rare time that I decide it can have a tiny budget just for a moment. Considering how long it took me to buy a capture card, a second monitor might still be a ways off. But yeah, if I'm fighting the lag this much, that's not good content, so I'll see if I can fix it after this first game. I'm hearing the moves come out way before I see them, and that's really jarring. And it was never this bad when I was playing ZA, so I don't know what's up. Am I gonna make a video on this? Yeah, probably. Go straight to Ursaluna here. Try to sweep them aside as quickly as possible. What do? Raymer King says hi YouTube. If this specifically gets into a video, say it back. High horsepower the ensign. You know what? I bet even without activating Guts, Headlong Rush still does a lot to this Excadrill. I'm running low on time because I'm fighting lag every single move I make. They terrestrialize something. I can't even focus on the game right now. After this game, I have to see if I can fix the lag. Air ground. Ah, I could have just Glacial Lanced. I did think about it. Oh, still KOs. Alright. This is a nice thing about Hard Trick Room. Since I didn't like it as much with Pichu as I did in Series 13, I thought about trying something different, but on in-game ladder, you just have to stack up enough wins over time, and this setup should mow down a lot of opponents, especially in the lower ranks. Now, hear the cries before... Oh, there's Tyranitar. Garchomp, okay. They just knocked out their own Incineroar with that Flare Blitz recoil, right? I've already started to forget. Well, on Glacial Lance here, they even used their Terra. I have Magearna in the back, so Garchomp is more important to remove than Tyranitar, which is just as well. Facade. Although, unless Garchomp protects here, the Glacial Lance should take it out anyway. I guess it could conceivably have a Focus Sash, but it doesn't seem very likely. I'll protect both. That's fine. Oh, this Ursaluna is definitely slower than this Calyrex, because this is not min-speed Calyrex. Because there are many tedious things in Pokemon that I don't mind doing, but resetting my game over and over is something I do mind doing. Which is why I would probably not play Hard Trick Room in a major tournament in a restricted format. But yeah, same base speed, but definitely 0 speed IV on this Ursaluna and not on this Calyrex, so they will not speed tie. With that in mind, I'll headlong rush the Tyranitar here instead of clicking Facade into the Garchomp. I'm used to making my Calyrex at least as slow as my Ursaluna on Showdown, I guess. That was Helmet Tyranitar? Huh. Okay. Alright, well that's a win. But I am now going to black out the screen and see if I can do something about the lag. I don't have anything colorful or interesting to put on screen in the meantime, but... Well, I mean, you can just watch me restart my Switch, I guess. But if I have to mess with anything else, like the capture card, then there won't be anything to see there. Whoops. See, that's me trying to save the game. Breloom gets to hang out for a bit. This Breloom is super funny. Of course I have it. I trained it so I can catch things easily with Spore and False Swipe. But... the funny thing about that Breloom is because I've been running all over the region with it, it has high friendship. And I'm running the Toxic Orb because I have Poison Heal on it. But it gets the friendship effects in in-game battles, so very often when I'm trying to catch something, Breloom is cured of its poisoning that I actually want it to have, and then the Toxic Orb immediately poisons it again. And I miss out on some of those recovery turns. Is this better? No, it is not. I don't think so. Hi, Lord Wes. I need to be meaner to Breloom? Maybe. You come at an awkward time, Lord Wes. The game has been very laggy so far, and I'm trying to see what I can do about that. No, this is still not good. Might be a short stream. If this doesn't work out better. Okay, I'm going to black out the screen now and mess with a little bit of stuff. Feel free to... Can I please try Slowpoke on Showdown VGC? Yeah, I could do that. That could be fun. Actually, I can't see what I'm doing if it's blacked out. Hang on. I'm going to try messing with some stuff a little bit. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. By far the worst I've seen this lag. My computer might be having a little bit of difficulty. I haven't maybe not been the kindest to it in the last couple days. The Switch should be on right now. And I should be capturing video as well, so why don't I see anything? Oh, OBS doesn't like it when I mess with the capture card. Okay, I think I'm going to have to restart stream to get this working at all anymore, so stay tuned if you so choose, and Pichu will be back shortly. Yeah, RIP indeed, but Sometimes the technology doesn't cooperate super well. I'm gonna restart stream, probably restart some other stuff. I'll be right back.